I got this text the other day from one of you, a subscriber, reaching out, going to pick up his grandkids from the airport and asking, Rod, what can we do? What can I take my grandkids to do? Things to do in New Braunfels. Well, it got me thinking, okay, wait, it's spring break, so it's a little bit cooler for the rivers yet. And I thought about, let's do a video on things to do in New Braunfels besides the rivers, besides the lakes, and besides our Disney of water park Schlitterbahn. So if you have grandkids coming here, or you have your kids living here, or you're coming here to live with kids, this video is definitely for you today. If you guys are new here to my channel, thank you so much for hopping aboard, because every week we're putting out videos just like this about what it's like to live in New Braunfels. And you know what it's like to live in New Braunfels. We are a water world here in New Braunfels. We have the two recreational rivers, the Colmel River. You can just kind of chill and tube shoot. And then there's the more, I would call, adventurous Guadalupe River, where you can tube also, but you can kayak, you can canoe. And then there's, like I said, the Disney of water park Schlitterbahn. And then we have 3 lakes, including Canyon Lake, which is a big draw for people here. But for purposes of today's video, is there more to New Braunfels than water, than rivers? And yes, there is. Let's get to the list of things to do in New Braunfels besides rivers, lakes, and Schlitterbahn. And whether you're coming or you're here during spring break or summer break, like I said, whether you're a resident or visiting or have grandkids visiting, this place has to be on your things to do list in New Braunfels. Landa Park, where we host most, if not all, of our videos, because there's so much going on at Landa Park. There's hiking, there's biking, walking, playgrounds. It's very kid and very family friendly here at Landa Park. Picnics, there's the Landa Park mini train. Guys, get a ticket for this. You can see just about the entire park, and you'll see that Landa Park has things like volleyball. You'll see the play areas for the kids. You'll see a small lake for paddle boating. You'll see that Landa Park is full of nature, from the natural springs to the large mature trees for shade, which comes in handy in the summer. Wildlife, deer everywhere you look. Walk your dogs. There's the Landa Park miniature golf. Now, whether you're a kid or, like me, a kid at heart, trying to regain that glory, which is never going to happen. So Landa Park, definitely have on your list of things to do in New Braunfels. If your goal is just to wear your kids out so they can go to bed early, this next place has to be on your things to do list in New Braunfels, besides rivers, lakes, and Schlitterbahn. It's called Urban Air. Maybe it should be called My Kids Out of Air, because of all the jumping, dodging, and flying going on inside, trampolines, wall to wall. Where was this place when I was a kid? Seriously, what a blast. Dodgeball, bouncing up and down all day, video games, just to maybe take a break. I think it's a great place to have fun. There's food, a sky rider as well. Now, if you don't want your kids jumping around so much, but you still want to keep them engaged and captivated, then for sure, put this next place on your list of things to do in New Braunfels, besides rivers, lakes, and Schlitterbahn. This is fun. The Animal World and Snake Farm on the southern edge of New Braunfels, off Interstate 35. It's like a smaller version of a zoo. It really is. The snake part behind the protective glass, of course. Different species here from different parts of the world. And when you're done slithering around inside, and step outside, animals and big birds everywhere you look and everywhere you step. You can get up close and personal with the animals, like the camels, to the warthogs, to monkeys and alligators, to more approachable animals like llamas and goats. Very family and very kid friendly at the Animal World and Snake Farm. Yes, I did say we're going to keep the major areas of water in New Braunfels out of this video, nowhere near this video, and we're going to keep to that promise. But this next thing to do, New Braunfels, has a sliver of water, but it also has other activities. The Texas Ski Ranch on the northern edge of New Braunfels. The main attraction is wakeboarding. You're hanging onto a cable around this small lake and twisting and turning and flipping. Now, there's a much smaller strip of water if you have younger kids. You're just kind of starting off, getting the basics down, so you can jump into this. The Texas Ski Ranch has summer camps and private lessons and a beach. And in the back of the wakeboarding lake, there is an activity that cuts across all ages: paintball. You can also kayak. And when you're done outside, come inside. Maybe this is for the preteens, the older kids, the teens. get something to eat or to drink, and then head toward this. There's axe throwing. Definitely have Texas Ski Ranch on your list of things to do in New Braunfels. We do have another gem of a park in New Braunfels. It's actually larger, if you can believe it, than Landa Park. Fisher Park, east of Interstate 35 in New Braunfels. It's higher up so you can see into the city. Like Landa Park, there's just a lot to do at Fisher Park, including fishing, walking trails, a sandbox for the kids, summer activities, a butterfly garden. But if we're talking all out kid fun, then the huge splash pad here is definitely the big draw, especially during the heat of the summer. Covered picnic areas surround the splash pad. Fresh air. There is no shortage of outdoor activities in New Braunfels, things to do in New Braunfels besides rivers, lakes, and Schlitterbahn. There's the new Mission Hill Park. It's at the top of the hill in New Braunfels, off State Highway 46 West. This is not a monster hike here. You're not climbing the Guadalupe Peak, for crying out loud. You're not hiking the Purgatory Trail in San Marcos, but that's what makes this 10 acres Mission Hill Park so ideal for families. 10 acres, and guys, you feel like you're in a wilderness while you're within city limits. Plus, there's an observation tower coming to Mission Hill Park. All right, so we've explored the outdoors, we've gone indoors. Now let's go underground for things to do in New Braunfels besides rivers, lakes, and Schlitterbahn. The Natural Bridge Caverns. Yes, we have caves in New Braunfels. This is like you've never seen, only in movies. Really neat here. Rare formations, massive canyons, 140 million year old limestone that surrounds the caverns was originally at the bottom of the sea. Above ground, you can zip line the Twisted Trails rope course. Then there's the Natural Bridge Wildlife Ranch. Over 450 acres, lots of animals roaming these parks with over 500 animals. You never know what you're gonna run into. Half the species here are endangered. Okay, we spent a fair amount of time outdoors, but let's head indoors right now. Don't worry about it, your kids aren't gonna play video games here, but they will use their hands. It's the Children's Museum in downtown New Braunfels, and this place is really interactive. There's a play grocery store where kids can learn to shop, stock the shelves, and even check out at the register. There's a play hospital where kids can play doctor or nurse. There's a play bank. There's an outdoor area where kids can go through the motion of fishing. Other interactive activities include painting and space. Kids can actually imagine what it's like to blast off into space inside this play rocket. Then they can venture off into a star-covered spacewalk. Families, whether you're living in New Braunfels or you're coming from out of town with kids, share with us your favorite things to do in New Braunfels besides the water, the rivers, lakes, and Schlitterbahn, so we can build on that list here. And if you do not live in New Braunfels, but you would like to build toward that, of course, I'd love to be your real estate resource of choice. You can email me, you can call me, or you can shoot me a text. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching our videos every week, and we'll see you on the next one.